Welcome in. Aloha Friday night going into the weekend. Happy Thanksgiving once again. It was an awesome Thursday. Congratulations to everyone that went 3-0 on our money line parlays. We said go small, but for protection, we had a funny feeling. Because again, we didn't just take the dogs. You had to have the dogs win outright to win this money line. And we turned, my son will be showing you a couple of tickets we have where we can show you turning $10. We bet 10 actually, not 5. Turning $10 into $500 and another $10 moneyline parlay, turning it into almost $1,900 and some change. And both of them, what you're going to do, or what you'll see is, they're four-teamers. We will, before the games start on the fourth and final team, we will obviously on like the $500 ticket bet 100 or 150 the other way, and on the $900 ticket we'll bet probably a third or about 200 to 300 the other way. And we may even get clever and try to maybe take 100 from that and put it on a two-team parlay with those two teams because they're separated and don't start at the same time. So we'll know the outcome of the first one before we need to make a decision on the second one. Anyway, we'll show you the ticket so you can follow along. But needless to say, again, what we're here teaching you, what we're different than all the other people here on YouTube, and salute to all of them. They all put in the hard work. But what we're teaching you is how to take a very little, that $5 or $10, and turn it into substantial. And again, it can be kind of frustrating where you can go 4, 5, 6 weeks and keep missing one team here, one team there. But in the end, if you hit like one, like we're going to show you this week, it makes up for the entire season if you're betting only $5 or $10 a week on these little nuances. And so, again, congratulations. We didn't really have much of a big take on the Thursday games, although we did told you that the one that we harped on was we could see where Kansas City would keep it close, and so teasing it would be a smart move. And sure enough, a 7.5 point teaser got you where, even though KC lost, they covered with the +4. We like Green Bay, but we, again, with the Detroit and Dallas on Thanksgiving and everything, we just thought the smart play was all three dogs on a moneyline parlay and then take who you wanted accordingly. We gave you Philly. We did drop that, and I want to give a special shout out to a Bears fan, the Bears, and so shout out to M and Sammy and M with their Bears, because I should have known better than to go against her Bears. Her Bears are whooping ass and taking names this year, and no question that I watched carefully the Philly game. Their defense is flying around, and for real, they are a group believing in each other and believing in themselves. Caleb Williams threw an interception, and the defense went out and got it right back for him without giving up even 3 points. So that says a lot to that organization, and it all starts with the head coach and a culture change. Like I said, we have some tickets, not many, but we have some tickets with the Bears going to the Super Bowl, but the matchup has to be exact. But we did believe in the Bears as being a long shot at the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, we'll show you all of our tickets, because the ones that we nailed it, we have a lot of different Patriot combinations, like Patriots and Tampa, Patriots and the Rams, Patriots and the Seahawks. That's the kind of long shots we took, where betting $10 gets you thousands on those exactas. So anyway, we'll get into all of that. Let's start our video, as we always do, with our saying, which to my research, it's attributed to the Temple women's volleyball. Now, if I'm wrong, but that's what Google has it as, and I thought it was fitting, because the saying goes, together we stand, together we fall, together we win, and winners take all. And that's what we did on Thursday, and hopefully that's what we'll do the rest of the weekend. So we've got a couple of picks for you. Again, apologies for Philly. Anybody that watched that game, we hands up, we did not think the Bears were in that tier. We had Philly at a better or a higher tier, harder strength of schedule, when it push comes to shove time, now that the playoff picture is starting to form more and be solidified, we totally believe that, irregardless of what's going on in the locker room, Saquon, they've just been there, done that. And so between Hurt, Saquon, the coach, couple of Goddard and all those, we believed that Philly was the better team, and we were schooled. Again, to M and her Bears, what can you say? They won the game handedly. And honestly, again, had you taken our 3 dogs outright from Thursday and was a Bears fan and said, for shits and giggles, added that 4th team as the Bears, congratulations, because on $10 you're probably getting paid $1,500 to $2,000. Literally, on $10 you're getting paid about $1,500 to $2,000, because you would have had the Bears as your 4th team, and then money lined it on Monday night with the Giants. With the Patriots giving no points, and then you could roll. So if you stand to make like $2,000, you bet at least $500 to $700 now for free on the Giants plus 7.5, and maybe you get lucky in middle of the thing and take it all. So that's what we're trying to teach you in our approaches. So anyway, again, congratulations. Apologies for Philly, but we think that we got you guys covered with tomorrow. Remember, don't forget, we got Ohio State. With the Ohio State pick, make sure you buy back that 1.5. Get it under 10 at 9.5. I mean, me personally, I can get it down to 8.5. I'm taking it all the way down to 8.5. I don't take chances because I've lost 7 or 8 this year now by a half a point or a point, and it drives you insane, because it's better to pay up front and take a less win, but have that cover, than to lose everything by half a point or a point. It just drives you insane. So again, just our approach, but everybody, you're in charge of your own. But we advocate that you always buy back the max points, and even sometimes if you can tease it, whatever. All right, so Thursday, again, turning $5 into over $100 result, no matter what you did with those first 3 dogs. Again, how we teach you, add the Pats. You would have added the Patriots on Monday night at the money line. Now, so on a $5 bet, you're well over 100. You're probably like, for every $5 you bet, you're facing like about a 120 return. So I would say, you got to bet at least $25 on the Giants plus 7.5. And this is the one kind of time where, because of what if you're getting a return of 1,000, 1,200, of course I'm going to bet 250 or 300 or even 400 on the Giants plus the 7.5. But this is one of those rare times I wouldn't worry about buying points, because this is one where you want the max return, because you're facing it. Pats just win, you get what X amount, like we're using 1,000 or 1,200 as a result. So you want to just bet the 110 line. You don't want to have to lay 120, 130, 140 to buy back more points and bringing that win down. So this is one of those exceptions to the rule time when you're trying to middle it. Sometimes you might want to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in this case, 7 being a key number, 7.5 we feel is enough, that because you're trying to middle it, and so we think that if it happens, it's going to happen. If not, the Patriots will win by like 10 or more, so it wouldn't have mattered. You wouldn't have been able to buy back enough points. So we'll go with that. But in any event, we've taught you now. You have to make some decisions on your own. All right, and so anyway, Philly goes down. We have Ohio State again. Get it under the 10, the key number of 10. And then on Monday, whatever you have tying into any and all of these things, we absolutely want your extra team to be the money line Monday night Patriots, because then everything you're facing to win with the Patriots just winning the game, you want to take plus as much as 9.5 on Giants on Monday night to middle both sides. Okay, so we got that. Again, Chicago keeps impressing. Now with that division, they may win that division. So again, one final shout out to M and Sammy, and congratulations. You guys deserve it. I hope they go to the Super Bowl just for her. I'll be hearing her from the East Coast. All right. So we've been thinking about you. Even it's been a rough couple of weeks here going into Thanksgiving. We had a close a death in the family with my uncle and so forth. But we're powering through, and we have so much to be thankful for. So we want to give you guys a couple of picks going here into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Again, you guys have Ohio State get it under the 10. For the remainder is we want to give you two more picks. We lost with Philly. We're going to go with two more picks, and then we're going to give you another money line dog parlay to think about playing in a round robin fashion. But before that, well, let's get to the picks. The first pick is no-brainer, Seattle at home. We think that the way they closed out the Tennessee game left a little bit of bitter taste in the offensive players' mouths and the coach, and they need to learn how to close this. The game was never in jeopardy, but winning by 13 and giving up a late touchdown, because then you go through the motions of the onside kick, and people can get injured and so forth and so on. That I think that the defense is much better than what they showed in the Tennessee game. As in the first half, we bet the first half. I should have made that the call. Because they would go on the road, take care of business, and if anything, let up the gas in the third quarter like they did. But neither here nor there. We didn't do that, so neither here nor there. But we think Seattle minus, no, here's the key. We have a posted line of 10.5. Again, key number being 10. We want you to get it as low as possible, buy back the max points. But we're assuming that at, say, 11, you can get it down to 9. So we're figuring the posted line of 10.5, but we're saying everyone in America should be able to bet it at 9, and that's where we want it. That's what we're going to post it as, that if Seattle covers by 9, that we're going to consider that a win. Again, buy back the max points, so to speak. And our second pick, we just think that, again, the defense and this whole not winning at home thing, that's not quite accurate. They've lost a couple of games at home and so forth, but trust me, Seattle, this coach at home, the 12s showing out. Weather's getting a little rough down here. So, with Minnesota, they're an indoor team. They do come from the cold weather, but they're an indoor team. And who's starting at quarterback? Max Brosmer. So there's not a lot of tape on him, unfortunately. So that's kind of the risk here. But we think Seattle's defense is more than legit. We think it's a top 3 defense in the NFL, only next to, say, Denver and Houston. So the defense alone, we don't see how Minnesota's going to score many points. Maybe 3, 6, maybe as many as 9 in field goals, where we think Njigba trying to go for this record now and staying humming, and Darnold throwing and getting some of the other receivers involved, maybe trying a few new wrinkles in their playbook and getting the running game going with Walker and Charbonnet. We just don't see how this game doesn't end up being like 35-9 kind of a deal. So we love Seattle at home minus the 9. Again, minus the 9, because this is the NFL, as you guys know, things happen. And the second pick we like is Indianapolis Colts minus 4. Buy the points back and get it down to 2, because 3 is a key number. So on the dogs, well, hang on before I get to dogs. So anyway, Indy at home, they've been on the road for a month now. This is the first home game they're going to have in a while. Jonathan Taylor's, we figure, is going to run wild. The one caveat, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, has a fractured fibula, but they say he's going to play. And all the research we've done, he's been at practice. He's fit enough to play. And with the scheme that they run, and relying on Jonathan Taylor for 80%, 70% of the offense here this weekend, we just think that it's going to be a little too much. That it's going to be kind of a slow start. Maybe they'll settle for a couple of field goals, but they'll just wear down Houston, because as Houston's defense, again, I just said they're top 3, top 4 defense. We don't see how they're going to score points, though, with CJ coming back. Statistically, trends show first game back from a concussion, they're worse than 70% against the spread in general NFL quarterbacks. So we just don't see how they're coming up with the points. Again, going to settle for maybe a lot of field goals. And so we just feel that it could be close at halftime, by 3 or 6 points, but they'll start pulling away in the third quarter and they'll shut it. They are a team that keeps running it up and won't stop. So if they're up by 10 in the fourth quarter, they'll still try to score more until the whistle blows and the game is over. So we like Indy -2 because we want you to buy back the points. We like Seattle -9, buy back the max points. And then on this special second money line dog parlay, everybody's different, wallets are different. We would play it moneyline parlay, and we would tease it because these are a bunch of dogs in case they cover but they don't win outright. Because again, the dogs, these are hard because they have to win outright by at least a point. Even a tie won't help you. So the teams are as follows: Tennessee, New Orleans, Cleveland. I know I hate it. Cleveland, because I'm one of the few people that thinks that San Francisco is going to win this game. But the sharps and all the wise guys think that Cleveland's defense at home, which I agree, is impenetrable, that they've beat San Francisco before in this exact spot. But I just think that Shedeur Sanders is not an NFL quarterback, and he will find a way to lose this game. So the defense will do their part. He will find a way to lose this game, and San Francisco, to me, will pull out the win. But again, I don't speak for the whole thing. I only relay the information. So Tennessee, New Orleans, Cleveland, and the Jets. Yes, you heard that right. Tennessee, New Orleans, Cleveland, and Jets. Tennessee has covered their last 3. They were the dumpster fire, and now they've turned into where they can win this game and still get the number 1 pick. So that Tennessee has a lot to play for the home fans. New Orleans, there is a lot of public sentiment on Miami playing at home. Miami at home plays good. Oh, they're technically still in the playoff hunt and all that. Kamara's not playing. There's a million reasons not to believe why New Orleans will be in this game, but we think that watching them play that they are giving everything they've got. And this Tyler Shug, he's not a ball of fire, but he's a believer in himself, and that's important. And the team and the defense, they rally around him. And so, again, I'm not telling you to lay any big money on this pick or anything, but you need outright winners with money line dog parlays. And these are the 4 teams the team thinks can win outright and not be shocking: Tennessee, New Orleans, Cleveland, and the Jets. And then a 5th team is you take the Patriots money line on Monday. The reason being is that you're going to then, whatever you stand to make out of this parlay, if there's anything to be had going into Monday, that, if Monday wins, if the Patriots just win the game, you'll win, say, $400, then you've got to bet $200 on the Giants plus the 7.5. This is how you're going to approach this parlay. You have 5 teams on this parlay. We would play it rather than we're going to play like $10 on a 5-teamer just outright, but you want to play it round robin style, 2s and 3s. You do the 2s and 3s. You have 10 2s and I think 15 3s, but it's 10 2s for sure. I think it's 15 3s, but in any event, you're going to play it all the 2s and 3s, and every 2-teamer that you hit, you're going to get paid X amount for it, and it means that it's a dog, it's going to be nice. And every 3-teamer you hit, you will stand to make X amount, so forth and so on. And then if one of your 2nd and 3rd teams is the Patriots, you're going to have to figure some math out to figure out how much you got to bet on the Giants plus the 7 or 9.5 on Monday night to try to middle it. But you can't lose at that point, right? You're free rolling. All right, so I know I looked it up. On a 5-teamer, $10 gets you $1,000, and the round robins by 2s get you $600. So I didn't do the 3s. I forgot to do what the 3s would come out to. But if you bet $10 on the 5-teamer straight, you get $1,000. And on the round robin by 2s, it's going to cost you $100. Say if you bet it by $10, but you make up to $600 if all 5 come through. So just to give you an idea, so it's not a bad way to go. Again, my son's going to show you the 2 parlays that we've got going into tomorrow with a 4th team, money line style. And for $10, we've got a $500 ticket and an almost $1,000 ticket, a $900 and something ticket. and we'll show you those to give, again, teach you how $5 and $10 can really make you a lot of money if you stick with it, and give us a chance to give you guys some advice and follow us along. Which reminds me, don't forget to click subscribe and follow, because any late breaking stuff that we have for maybe for Mondays, and so you never miss a video of all of our picks and all of our weekends. So anyway, that's it. Again, guys, I'm gonna keep this one short this week. Happy Thanksgiving. Aloha and mahalo for checking in. Sammy and Em, happy Thanksgiving to you, and go Bears, the Bears. And we'll see you guys back here for the week wrap. Unless we have something breaking on Monday. Again, so don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. But if not, we'll see you guys here on Tuesday or Wednesday for the week's wrap up. And appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Aloha and mahalo.